And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another production here on the Overnight Broadcast Network. I am Philip Prince, your announcer for today's coverage. And today we have 16-6A district basketball between the Cypress Park Tigers and the Waller Bulldogs. The Cypress Park Tigers come in with a record of 14-15 overall. That currently has them third in the standings. Tonight they come in wearing the all-black trimmed in gold lettering, gold numbering, trimmed in white. As for the Waller Bulldogs, they will be the home team for today, repping the all-white top and bottom with the maroon Waller maroon numbering outlined in black. They come in with a record of 7-20 overall, 0-11, and that currently has them 8th in the standings. And to give you the standings in District 16-6A, we'll just give you the district. Cypress Springs is leading the district with a record of 10-1. Cypress Ranch 9-2. Cypress Park 8-3. Bridgeland 5-6. Cypress Lakes 5-6. Cypress Woods 4-7. Langham Creek 3-8, and the Waller Bulldogs 0-11. So the Bulldogs are trying to see if they can pick up their first district victory here in today's coverage. I'd like to thank today's sponsors bringing you today's coverage. That is the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View, Texas. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. You can catch the Temple of Refuge Bible studies every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 by dialing 857-777-4411. And you can catch the Temple of Refuge Ministry Sunday service at 10 a.m. by dialing 857-777-0000. We got 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining on the warm-up clock until we get this game situated. The starters for the Bulldogs will be number 4, Robert Kinney, the sophomore. Number 2, David Brown III, the senior. Number 10, Isaac Brown, the sophomore. Number 21, Ray Landers, the freshman. And number 33, Andre Stencil, the senior. Haven't got a chance to get the Cypress Parks starting lineup, but they will be introduced. So when they have the time to introduce both teams, we'll come right back. But keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Overnight Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
And now the starting lineup for the Cypress Park Tigers. At guard, number 3, Joshua Altman. At guard, number 4, David Nuggery. At guard, number 5, Al Hill. At forward, number 11, Taylor Price. And at forward, number 21, Chase Caesar. And now, the starting lineup for your Waller Bulldogs. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 2, David Brown III. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 4, Quan Kinney. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore, number 10, Isaac Brown. At forward, a 6'4" freshman, number 21, Braden Lender. And at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 33, Andre Stencil.
Again, the Cypress Park Tigers coming with a record of 14-15 overall and 8-3 in district play. They're led by Alex Denson, assistant coach Philip Freeman, Zach Mace, and Kyle Myers. As for the Bulldogs, 7-20 overall record, 0-11. Coming led by Clinton Morgan, assistant coach, Nectar Hester, and Carlin White. So jumping for the Tigers will be number 11, Taylor Price, and for the Bulldogs will be number 10, Isaac Brown. Tigers win the opening tip-off. And Hill will bring it up for the Tigers, setting up the offense, swings it over to Augment. Augment now is going to swing it over to Dockery for a three-point attempt. That's no good. Off the hands of Stancil, gathered by Kenny. So he'll bring up to see if they can get the first points in their first possession for the Bulldogs. Kenny dribble hands off to David Brown III, give it back to Kenny. Kenny thought about shooting a floater, thought he got fouled, but there's a no call, so they tried to get an up pass from the Tigers to the leaking man Augment, but it's going to be out of his reach and go out of bounds. So turnover for the Tigers. Bulldogs will inbound the ball. Landers inbounds the ball to Kenny. Cross-court pass to Stancil. Stancil takes a couple of dribbles. Now going to step in, take a mid-range. No good. Long rebound by the Tigers. Hill. Hill bounce passes to Dockery in the corner. He's going to take one dribble and swing it back to Hill. Hill swings it over to number 21. Don't have a 21 on the roster. But that first three-pointer is good. Chase Caesar. So Caesar is 23 on here, but 21 on the court. So Caesar gets the first points for this contest as Landers is going to shoot a three-point attempt and answer with a three-point of his own. 6:46 to go here in the first quarter. 3-3 is our score. Both teams are able to shoot a three-pointer and get their first three-pointer to go in. So now Caesar swings it over to Price. Price dribble handoff to Augment. Augment will step in for a mid-range, no good. A fight for it. Last touch by the Tigers. Last touch by Price. Kenny did a nice job of boxing him out. So Kenny will inbound it to Brown. Brown will give it right back to him. Kenny's going to swing it to David Brown. Break the little press that the Tigers are trying to set up. And the fading mid-range by Brown is no good. That's Isaac Brown. So the Tigers come away with the rebound. As Augment's going to swing it over to Caesar. Caesar going to bounce past to Hill. Hill's going to just kick it back out to Dockery and give it back to Hill for a three-point attempt. No good. A fight for it. It's Stancil. Stancil tried to give it to Kenny, but that ball was thrown away by Augment. Augment's going to give it to Caesar, who then layup attempt is going to be fouled in the process.
Foul on number 33, Andre Stancil.
So Andre Stancil's going to pick up his first personal foul, and that will send Chase Caesar to the free throw line to shoot two.
Chase Caesar at the line, shooting two.
First free throw attempt is good for Caesar. So 4-3 is our score. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Second free throw from Caesar. It's good, so 5-3, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Brown is going to find an open Isaac Brown for the three-point attempt, and that's going to be good. We got a foul. So they're going to give the foul on number 4, Davion Dockery. The three-point attempt is good, so if they're calling a foul, it should still be Waller ball.
Three-pointer number 10, Isaac Brown.
But the three-point attempt was good by Isaac Brown.
Foul number 4, Davion Dockery.
So it will be white ball. Isaac Brown was left wide open after David Brown was able to break the press successfully for a three-point attempt, and then Davion Dockery was trying to box out Braden Landers on a three-point attempt, but push him out of bounds, so they called the foul. So the Bulldogs will be awarded with another possession here. Brown tried to get it to Stancil, but that's tipped away, stolen away by the Tigers. As Caesar was grabbing on the rim, no good, but a fight for the ball, and Caesar finally comes away with it and gets the layup to call. Thought they would have called the offensive goaltending with the Cypress Park Tigers hitting the rim as Claude Kenny's going to get that ball ripped away as the Tigers full court pressure is able to come through. So this time, Landers going to give a pass to Quad Kenny, gives it back to David Brown. Landers going to shoot the three-point attempt, no good. Tried to save it, so he stepped out of bounds. So Tigers lead at 9-6 with 5:15 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers able to set the full court press successfully and come away with their steal in points. Now Hill's going to dribble handoff to Augment. Ogden back to Hill. They're trying to do the lob pass from Dockery to Ogden. And that's now 11-6. Now Kenny gives it to Isaac Brown, gives it back to Stanson's going to take a floater that hits the back of the rim, no good. Rebound by Stitzer. Landers swatted at the ball, but they're going to call him for a foul. So Landers is going to pick up his first foul.
Number 21, Braden Landers.
With 4:45 to go here in the first. Bulldogs have 2 team fouls. The Tigers have 1. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs by a score of 11-6. Ogden has it, swings it over to Caesar. He's going to swing it over to Hill for a 3-point attempt in the corner. No good. Rebound by Stanson. Stanson gets it to Landers. Landers got away with a travel. Layup no good. There's a fight for the ball, and they're going to say it's a jump ball between Caesar and Stansel. So possession will stay with the Bulldogs. Substitution for
the
Tigers will be number 1, Derek Christopher. He'll check in for Davian Dockery. Tigers showing they're playing man out of this inbound pass. David Brown's inbound pass gets stolen away by Ogden, trying to get it to Landers. Ogden does a nice job of pushing off controllably and getting the layup to Falls to extend the Tigers lead now 13-6. David Brown now trying to set up the offense, swings it over to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown's going to give it back to David Brown III. David Brown III tried to dribble to the right, but being guarded nicely by Christopher. Tried to swing it over to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown was trying to pass to either Kenny or Brown. Got his ball swiped away from him, but it went out of bounds, and luckily it will stay possession to the Bulldogs. So 3:52 to go here in the first quarter. Landers going to inbound to Kenny in the backcourt, being guarded by Hill. Kenny dribble hands off to Brown. Brown fakes the misdirection, gives a dribble handoff. It's going to be a bounce pass to Stansel. Misses the first attempt, a fight for it. Stansel finally going to come away with it. Gives it back to Brown, and Brown gets that floater to go. 13-8 is our score. Brown guarding Ogden. Ogden gets inside the paint, but they're going to call David Brown the third with the push on the floor. So that's just his first personal foul. Bulldogs' third team foul. The Tigers will inbound under their own basket. As Hill gets it to Caesar cleanly, he gets the mid-range to fall. 15-18, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny bring the ball up the court, trying to follow off the Stanson screen. Dribble hands off the Brown third. Brown the third's going to swing it to Landers. Landers driving in the paint, has that swiped away. Coming away with it is Stanson. Stanson gives it back to Landers. Landers misses the layup, shot it over the rim. It's going to be no good. Coming away with it was the Tigers. Full court pass to Hill. Nice contest by Isaac Brown to alter Hill's layup attempt. So the no good. The Bulldogs come away with it. Stansel got it inside the paint. No good. Now the Tigers come away with the rebound. August. Ogden to Hill on the bounce pass to get the layup to go through. So Tigers extend their lead now 17-8. No good on the floater attempt by Kenny. Rebound by Caesar. Caesar's bringing the ball up the court and then kicks it back to Hill for the three-point attempt. No good. Rebound by Ogden. Landers is trying to look for an explanation, but there's going to be a foul on the floor. He'll pick up his second foul. But Ogden will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. So Landers is going to have to come to the bench as he already has 2 personal fouls.
Joshua Altman at the line, shooting 2.
First free throw is good for Ogden. Hit off the front of the rim. Took a favorable bounce. Checking in for the Tigers will be number 13. Sebastian Cooley, he checks in for a Davian Dockery. And then number 22, Jordan DeBayou will come in for Landers. second free throw swishes through for Ogman, so the Tigers able to extend their lead to 11, 19-8. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs, 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. The Bayou will inbound the ball for the Bulldogs. Inbounds it to Stansel. Stansel looking for a guard. It gives it to Kenny. Kenny being guarded now by number 0, Carter Outlaw. Kenny able to walk up the basketball safely. Now it's going to spin move, trying to create something for the offense. Gives it to David Brown III. He's going to dribble to the right, being guarded now by Outlaw. Now dribble handoff to Stansel, but Caesar's going to, Price is going to steal that one away from Stansel. Number 1, Derek Christopher tried to get a reverse layup, but no good. But Taylor Price at the right place at the right time to clean that up. 21-8, Tigers on top for the Bulldogs. Kenny going to try and take the screen from Stansel. Dribble handoff to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown forces that pass into the Bayou. It's going to be stolen away by the Tigers. Tigers don't have numbers. It's a 2-on-3. But Outlaw's going to shoot the three-pointer attempt. No good. Good contest by Kenny. Isaac Brown comes away with the three-point, with the rebound. Isaac gets it to the Bayou, gets it back to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown's going to get the layup to go. Thought he missed it with his reaction, but 21-10. Tigers on top for the Bulldogs. Caesar being guarded by the Bayou. Bulldogs had a loose man for a second because they're playing man. Caesar gives it back to Christopher. Christopher setting up the offense, going to try to beat Isaac Brown by the dribble. He's able to get to his spot and shoot the mid-range. So Christopher is able to extend the lead now, 23-10. The Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. 42 seconds to go here. Isaac Brown was driving, kicked it to Stansel, but he got fouled. Blocked by Christopher.
Foul on number 0, Carter Outlaw.
I would say Carter Outlaw is the foul.
Checking in for the Tigers, number 22, Nick Williams.
So Nick Williams, number 22, will come in for Caesar. As Kenny shoots a mid-range, thought he got fouled by Christopher, but it's no good. So it will go possession to the Tigers. That'll be a dead ball rebound assessed to the Tigers. Kenny's trying to see why he didn't get the foul call. 32 seconds to go here. Tigers on top, 23-10. Christopher gives it to Outlaw and dribbles from the left to the right. Pass right back to Christopher. Bulldogs playing man right now, staying away from that 1-3-1 zone right now. 13 seconds to go here in the first, and then there's no shot clock in high school. Christopher trying to beat David Brown III, gets inside the lane, thought the shot got blocked by Isaac Brown, rebound by David Brown III. There's 1 second, and David Brown gets it to float at the end. Would have been 3, we got it to count. David Brown's looking for a foul, but there's no avail, no call, but that will take us to the end of one Cypress Park Tigers on top of the Wally Bulldogs by a score of 23-10. Reminder, listener, this game is being sponsored by the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View, Texas. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. A proud partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Reminder, listener, you can share your scores and stories on our 24-hour message line at 936-463-2405. You can text and call that number at 936-463-2405. And remember, you can visit our 24-hour stream at obnradio.com or at YouTube to catch any rebroadcast of games and special programs. Again, that's only at obnradio.com and the YouTube channel. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics since 2002. Getting ready to start this second period. The Tigers will inbound it to start off the second quarter. Caesar's able to inbound it to Hill. Now gets it to Ogman, sets up the offense. Ogman's going to throw the lob attempt to number 24, Keanthony Lemons. Didn't have to do too much right there. Ogman lob attempt almost went in. Just he had to do minimum work. Was Lemons, but Andre Stensel's able to return with a three-point shot to go in. So 25-13. Caesar able to create space, but doesn't get the mid-range to fall down. But the Tigers come away with another offensive possession. That's Hill.
Foul number 2, David Brown.
David Brown's going to pick up a foul. He's going to pick up his second personal foul. Picked up the blocking foul, so he'll have to come down and sit.
Checking the Bulldogs, number 1, Malik Oruaga.
So Malik Oruaga will check in for him. 7:16 to go here in the second quarter. Bulldogs is showing they were in a 2-3, but now they're going to play more man. Caesar missed the cutting heel, but he's going to pass it to Dockery. Dockery gets it to Lemons, but swiped away by Isaac Brown. The Bulldogs come away with a turnover. Ogman's going to swing it to Stansel for a three-point attempt, and that's going to switch through. 25-16 is the lead for the Tigers now. The Bulldogs trying to go on a little run. Isaac Brown is able to force Caesar to pick up his dribble, and Lemons gives it to number 4, Dockery, and they're going to call a 3 seconds on a travel on Dockery. So the Bulldogs come away with the turnover. 25-16, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny trying to create some space with Hill guarding him. And he gets it to Dockery, who has that three-point attempt blocked by Ogman. Ogman's going to be down.
Number 3, Joshua.
Slammed that one down. It was all by himself. 27-16 is our score. Kenny trying to beat Hill on the dribble, but he's going to be fouled. So he got fouled with the push.
Foul number 5, Al Hill.
So both teams have one team foul here in the second period. 6:15 to go. Christopher is at the line. He will check in for Al Hill.
Derek Christopher.
So Christopher, Ogman, Caesar, Dockery, and Lemons, the 5 out on the court for the Tigers. Isaac Brown was driving baseline, just made a pass and retrieved by Kenny. Kenny swings it to the Bayou, gets it to Stansel. Pump fake, and step backs for the mid-range, and that's going to switch through. So Stansel, already quick here, has 8 points. 27-18 is our score. Caesar kicks it to Christopher, gets it to Ogman for the three-point attempt. No good. Rebound by Stansel. Oragre bringing the ball up the court for the Bulldogs. Dribble hands off to Isaac Brown, gives it back to Oragre in the corner. Oragre takes one dribble and then he's going to give it back to Stansel. Stansel shot the mid-range, hits the side of the rim, no good. Rebound by Isaac Brown, no. He gets the second chance points to go for the Bulldogs. So 27-20 is our score. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Christopher got it up quickly, past half court, inside the paint, and got the floater to fall to extend the lead now for the Tigers by 9, 29-20 on top of the Bulldogs. Oragua gives it to Stansel. Stansel gets right back to him. Oragua driving, no call, rebound by Dockery for the Tigers, who gives it to Caesar, who's going to have a wide open layup.
21, Chase Caesar.
So 31-20, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny swings it to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown is going to swing it to Oragre. Isaac Brown pump fake, going to step in for the mid-range. No good. A tip for it by Stansel, but Caesar's going to come away with it for the Tigers. He gets it to Ogman. Ogman's going to swing it to Dockery for a three-point tip in the corner. No good. Neblin's going to get one hand on and fight for it, tip for it, and coming away with it, being at the right place was Dockery. Gets the layup to go for the Tigers. So 33-20 is our score. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny bringing the ball up, being guarded by Christopher, trying to take the Stansel screen to the right. The dribble handoff to Oragre. Now it passes to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown's going to now have it at the top of the key, trying to get inside the paint. Got that swiped away, but going to say he got fouled in the process of that by number 21, Caesar.
Number 21,
Chase Caesar.
Checking in with the Tigers, number 11, Taylor Price.
Number 20, Jordan Sturdivant will come in for Isaac Brown. Lemons will check out, and number 11, Taylor Price will come in for him. So 4:02 to go here in the second. Sturdivant tried to inbound that ball, but had it stolen by the Tigers. And coming away with that is Dockery with the layup attempt after the turnover. So there was a delay in game. Issue 2, the Tigers hit the basketball out of the net. Not allowed to touch the basketball after he has made it. So they get dinged with the warning. Get seen doing that again. It'll be a technical foul. Free throw shooting for the Bulldogs. So Kenny trying to break the full court trap right there, the full court pressure, but Quentin Morgan has to take a timeout to avoid the 8-second violation. The Bulldogs will be left with 4 timeouts. 3:44 to go here in the second quarter. The Tigers lead the Bulldogs by a score of 35-20. Remind our listeners you're listening to the Overnight Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics. The voice of student athletics since 2002. Remind you to become a listening partner by visiting the obnradio.com to help continue coverage for our community. Again, that's only at obnradio.com. So Sturdivant will inbound the basketball for the Bulldogs. Right now, the Tigers are showing their full court pressure. Sturdivant gets it into Aragre. Aragre is going to take a couple of dribbles, forces the pickup, now gives it back to Sturdivant. Sturdivant gives it right back to Aragre. Aragre gives it back to Sturdivant. Now it's going to make a cross-court pass to Kenny. Gets it to Bayou, driving by baseline, gets the defender up in the air, but is not able to get the layup to go through. Coming away with it is Ogman for the Tigers. He gets it to Christopher. Christopher takes a couple of dribbles inside the mid-range, no good on the mid-range. Coming away with the rebound is Stencil. Stencil gets it to Aragre. Aragre at the top of the key, drives inside the paint. No good on the layup. Rebound by Ogman. Ogman makes a first pass to Price. And that layup is going to fall through.
Number 11, Taylor Price.
37-20 is our score. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. David Brown's going to make his way back to the scorer's table to wait to be checked in the next dead balls. Stancil gets it to Sturdivant in the corner, but that three-point attempt is no good. There's a fight for the rebound, but they're going to call Bayou instead of the back, which is the push. So they'll stop the clock at 2:46. David Brown III will come in and check in for Malik Aragre. Tigers will sub 2 out and 2 in. Caesar and Price will come out. So number 13, Cooley. They say number 22. We don't have a 22 on the roster. Those are 2 that sub in for the Tigers. So Outlaw getting the play call from Denson. Now it's going to swing it to his teammate. He swings it down to Ogman. Tried to get it to Outlaw in the corner, but nice hands and awareness by Kenny to stab that and come away with the steal. The Bulldogs now have possession of it. David Brown III was trying to set up the offense. Now he just swings it over to Kenny at the right wing. He gives it over to David Brown now at the left wing. Gets it over to Stancil. Stancil trying to take his advantage of the size advantage that he had on Outlaw, and then just pass it out of the reach to David Brown III for a turnover. Tigers will inbound the ball. He'll walk the ball off the court for the Tigers. Was guarded by David Brown III. Swings it over to Outlaw. Now in the corner is Hill. Was able to avoid the trap by the Bulldogs. Got it back to Outlaw, and then Hill's going to drive baseline. Going to say he stepped out of bounds. So the Bulldogs able to come away with turnover, even though he was ill-advised. 1:39 to go in here in the second quarter. Tigers leading the Bulldogs by a score of 37-20. Kenny able to beat his defender, blow by him, now gets it to David Brown, be able to get it to the Bayou. Was able to take one power dribble to get the defender up in the air.
Foul number 13, Sebastian Cooley.
Sebastian Cooley come down and hack him while he was trying to get the layup attempt to go. So Dubai will have to go to the free throw line to earn these points. First free throw attempt from the lefty is good.
Checking in with the Tigers, number 24, Anthony Nellows.
Nellums will check in for Al Hill. 127 here in the second. Dubai so far is 1-1 from the line. We'll go. Just waiting. Officials telling the players to make sure the jerseys are tucked in. Bayou's second free throw. It's going to roll right in. 37-22, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. 1:24 to go here in the second. Ogman's walking the ball up the court slowly for the Tigers, are being guarded by David Brown. Cooley's going to swing it to Outlaw. Outlaw, the unknown player, number 22, takes a couple of dribbles inside the paint. He's looking for a foul. Thought it was last touched by the Tigers, but it was stay possession Bulldogs, stay possession Tigers. So the Bulldogs will be lined up in a 2-3. Ogman tried to throw the lob pass to let him, was no good, but the Tigers come away with the steal. That is Ogman who lost his dribble, but Cooley was able to save Ogman from the turnover. Gets inside the paint and is going to be fouled by Stancil. So Sebastian Cooley will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Clock will stop at 57.7 seconds. Cooley misses that first free throw. Number 5, Caden Shergill will come in for Stancil. Cooley 0-1 from the free throw line. Right-handed, second free throw switches through. So 38-22 Tigers on top of the Bulldogs, 55 seconds. Tigers applying more pressure with that full court mid, but they just made it half court and picking up. So Brown shot the first attempt, no good, but able to follow his shot to get the Bulldogs' second chance attempt. Sturdivant takes a right hook. That's going to be no good. And go out of bounds. Tigers will have possession. Dockery will check in for Ogman. Dockery being guarded by David Brown, the Bulldogs. Looking like they're in a 2-3 zone, but the 2-3 guys are playing high, but they let the dude get behind them right inside the mid-range, and that was Nellums was able to get the floater to fall through. And there's going to be 8 seconds to go here. See if the Bulldogs can come away with the last second as Kenny was driving baseline, had that dribble go off of his foot out of bounds. So the Tigers will have the last possession here. 1.8 seconds to go. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs by a score of 40-22. The Bulldogs showing full court pressure so they don't get nothing easy as Dockery gets a heave at it. Half court, but it's going to hit off the back of the rim, no good. And that will take us to halftime. The Cypress Park Tigers leading the Bulldogs by a score of 40-22. We'll take a break. We'll keep it right where you got it. You're listening to the Mike Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics. And come back here, ladies and gentlemen, the start of the third quarter. Bulldogs will inbound the basketball. Landers inbounds it successfully to Kenny. 5 outs on the court for the Bulldogs. Kenny, David Brown III, Stancil, Isaac Brown, and Landers. 4 3-point attempt by the Bulldogs. Brown III, no good. Rebound by the Tigers. Ogman's going to swing it to Caesar, who looks off a defender in the corner, gets open for the 3-point attempt, and gets that to fall. So 43-22, Tigers leading the Bulldogs. David Brown gets inside the paint, now gets to Landers. Landers takes one dribble, forces to pick that up, now gets back to Stancil. Stancil's going to take a couple of dribbles, now give it back to David Brown III. Landers Hands it off to Isaac Brown. Brown's going to give it back to Landis. Landis going to side the paint. Going to take a turnaround mid-range and gets that to fall. 43-24 Bulldogs trailing the Tigers. Hill gets it to Docker in the corner, drives baseline, gives it back to Price, who gets that nice touch on the floater. 45-24, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. David Brown III gives it to Stansel, who's nice cutting.
Number 33, Andre.
Nice pass by David Brown III to find Stansel. 45-26. Ogden picks up that dribble. Now going to swing it over to Caesar. Gives it back to Dockery. Gives it right back to him. Caesar's going to take a step back three and gets that to fall. And he's shaking his head, feeling himself. So 48-26. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. David Brown III. Going to give it now to Isaac Brown. Got away with a travel, and he switches that three.
Three-pointer, number 10, Isaac
48-29. Ogden going to try to give it to Caesar. The nice awareness and knock that ball away was Stansel. But it will stay possession. Tigers will inbound underneath their own basket. Hill going to swing it to Ogden at the top of the key. He's going to take the three-point attempt. Well defended by Kidney, but Hill's going to give the Tigers another offensive possession here with a second chance. Gets it down to Ogden. Going to spin baseline. Try to get it to Price, but tipped off the hands right into Caesar, who gets the mid-range to fall. So quickly 8 points here in this third quarter for Caesar. He's got an offensive foul on Stansel. Was trying to set the screen, but push.
Number 33, Andre
So he picks up his third foul, and he's going to have to come
number 22, George DeBayou.
the bench. So George DeBayou will check the sub in for him. So 5:46 to go here in the third. Tigers leading the Bulldogs by a score of 50-29. Hill dribble hands off to Ogden. Ogden driving baseline, going to pass it to Price at the right wing, gives it back to Docker. He's going to lose nice ball movement by the Tigers. Ball ends up in the corner into the hot hand by Caesar, but he gets that three-point attempt not to fall. Coming away with the rebound are the Bulldogs. Brown now trying to set up the offense for the Bulldogs, trying to see if he can beat Ogden. Gets that floater to be no good. Rebound by the Tigers. Hill trying to push the tempo, gets it to Dockery. Dockery's going to be able to get the tough layup to fall to avoid the contact. So 52-29. Tigers leading the Bulldogs. Now Kenny has it at the top. He's trying to set up the offense. Dribble hands off to Isaac Brown. Isaac Brown now going to pass to David Brown III. David Brown's going to try to drive baseline, going to be cut off by Dockery. It's going to just force up a shot, no good. Brown III looking for a foul, but no to avail, and it's going to give it to Ogden. Ogden's able to avoid the contest that Landers was trying to put on him, but gets the layup to fall. 54-29 is our score. Tigers are indicating that they're making a massive substitution here. We got 4 at the scorer's table as this mid-range is no good by Isaac Brown. It's going to be a leaking Dockery who comes away with the easy 2 points. So 56-29. And Quentin Morgan wants to take a timeout to slow things down, to regroup, and get his Bulldogs
Timeout, Bulldogs.
back into this contest. So 4:06 to go here in the third quarter. The Tigers leading the Bulldogs by a score of 56-29. Remind our listeners that this game is being sponsored by the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie, Texas. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. A proud partner with the Overnight Broadcast Network. We'll take a quick break. Right where you got it. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Overnight Broadcast Network. Clinton Morgan had to take a full timeout to reassess and get his Bulldogs back into this contest. Trailing by a score of 56-29. 3:56 to go here. Landers got a quick three-point attempt to that, but air ball no good on that one. Rebound by the Tigers. The Bayou's going to come away with the steal. Gets inside the lane, takes one step, and a bounce, but no good. It's going to be a fight for it, but Isaac Brown's going to come away with it for the Bulldogs. Isaac's going to pass it to David Brown III. That three-point attempt is no good. I'm going to say last touch by Christopher, the Tigers. So the Bulldogs will have possession inbounded underneath their own basket. Bayou will inbound for the Bulldogs. Gets it to Kenny. Kenny swings it to Landers for a three-point attempt at the top of the key. No good. Rebound by Outlaw for the Tigers. Got away with the carry right there. Now he swings it over. One hand pass to Cooley. Kenny had a chance to jump that lane, but it was a tad late. The pass that got to Christopher. He got it to Caesar, who got a favorable bounce. And when you're hot, the ball seems to fall through. So Caesar, 10 points here in this third quarter, able to extend the lead now, 58-29 for the Tigers. Landers pass hits off the hands of Isaac Brown, but Kenny able to come away with it. Now he's trying to set up the offense. Looking, he's on a one-hand pass to David Brown III. Going to get it to the Bayou, cutting off the corner. He's going to have that shot blocked by Cooley, but the Bayou stepped out of bounds trying to retrieve that rebound, so the Tigers will come away with possession here. Only one foul has been committed so far in this third quarter, and that only went to Stansel, who is still on the bench right now for the Bulldogs. 2:39 to go here in the third quarter. Christopher bringing up the ball for the Tigers. Bounce passes to Lemons, who just quickly passes back out to Caesar. Caesar gets it back to Lemons. Dribble hands off. He's at the top of the key. Triple threats now trying to set up and create space. He gets it back to Christopher for a three-point attempt. Takes a favorable bounce. Christopher shrugs his shoulders, said he'll take it any way he can get it. So 61-29. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Kenny gets it to the Bayou, who gets it to Landers. Landers trying to drive, penetrate, has to pick up his dribble. Now gets it to Isaac Brown's going to dribble and shoot the mid-range and gets that to fall.
Isaac Brown!
61-31. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs now showing that they're in the 1-2-2. Kenny almost got away with that steal, but he's able to deflect that one, and coming away with it is Isaac Brown, but tried to pass it to Bayou, and the Bayou and Brown was not on the same page. Chase Caesar comes away with the easy 2 points for the Tigers. So now the Bulldogs indicating that they're going to make a massive substitution. Kenny driving, and he's going to not get the layup to fall for a three-point play, so he'll go to the line to earn his 2 points. Got fouled by Christopher.
Foul on number 1, Derek Christopher.
Stop the clock at 1:17.
Kenny at the line, shooting 2.
First free throw for Kenny is no good. So David Brown III will check out, Landers will check out, the Bayou will check out, and Isaac Brown will check out. In for them will be number 3, Jeremiah Soraya, number 25, Neymar Foster, number 5, Caden Shergill, and number 20, Jordan Sturdivant. As Kenny is trying to get a steal right there, but goes out of bounds, and he will be subbed out of the game as Malik Arago will check in for him. So Kenny doesn't come away with any free throws, goes 0 of 2 for the line. The lead will stay the same, 63-31. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. 59 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cooley swings it to Christopher, who's now going to drive baseline. Thought he had a shot and had that ball swiped and stolen away by Arago, but it's going to save Soraya. Soraya stepped out of bounds. So to be possession Tigers, they will hand down the basketball underneath their own basket. 52.8 seconds. Christopher gets a quick three-pointer fall in the corner. Quick inbound, quick shot release. So 66-31 Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. 39 seconds to go. Aragwin gets it to Sturdivant. He's now going to drive. Kicks it back to Aragwin down in the corner, trying to follow off the Sturdivant. Screen, he gives it back to Sturdivant. Sturdivant trying to take advantage of the size advantage that he has on Outlaw, but now he's going to kick it to Terrell, who swings it to Aragua, who three-point attempt was blocked by Nellums. Coming away with the rebound is Christopher. 13 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Tigers are going to give it down to Nellums, who gives it down to Cooley for the three-point attempt. No good. Rebound by Aragua. Is going to heave it last second. 3/4 of the way, but it's no good. And that will take us to the fourth quarter. Tigers lead the Bulldogs by a score of 66-30. Want to remind our listeners that you can catch any rebroadcast and special games by visiting our 24-hour stream at the obnradio.com and the YouTube page. Again, that's at obnradio.com. This game is sponsored by the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View, Texas. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. A proud partner with the Overnight Broadcast Network. You can catch the Temple of Refuge Ministries Bible studies, sermons every Tuesdays and Thursday at 7:30 by dialing 857-777-4411. And the Temple of Refuge Ministries Sunday service at 10 a.m. Central Standing Time by dialing 857-777-0000. The Tigers will inbound the basketball to start off this fourth quarter. Caesar will be the man inbounding the basketball. So the same five out on the court for the Bulldogs. Serrera, Sherwood, Sturdivant, Aragua, and Foster. Bulldogs thought they had a trap to come away with the steal, but they give it to Caesar, and Caesar has his shot blocked by Sergal, and they get it to Sturdivant, who's get the layup to go through. So 66-33 is our score. Bulldogs trying to see if they can get some energy with this five out, and they're gonna call Caesar with the travel, tried to spin inside the paint. But he took one too many steps, so 7:30 to go here in the fourth. Bulldogs trailing by a score of 66-33. Aragua swings it to Sturdivant. Sturdivant takes a couple dribbles, swings it to Serrell. Serrell's going to give it to Foster in the corner, trying to direct traffic. He tried to give it to Sergal, but that's going to be a turnover regardless if the Bulldogs touched it or not. As you can see that Denson's trying to get some energy back into his team to make sure that they don't fall flat here. To not allow any comeback from the Bulldogs. So 7:07 to go here. Hill bringing the ball, is going to get it to Nellums, who's going to dunk that ball in. It's going to be assessed a technical foul for hanging on the rim too long. Thought he was hanging on the rim to avoid safety, but in high school you're not allowed to hang on the rim excessively. So the Bulldogs will be awarded free throws here. Of course, he'll get a little pep talk from Denson. Teammates are not hating him too much for that one. But again, you're not allowed to hang on the rim after you dunk the basketball. So Sturdivant gets the first free throw to fall through. So lefty shooting the second one is no good. So the score will say 68-34, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Denson is at least trying to look for a plead on why they call, but he's definitely understanding. So Foster inbounds it to Aragua. Foster now is going to take one dribble and give it to Serrell, gives it to Aragua. Aragua driving baseline. Doesn't get the floater to fall, but is going to be at the line shooting two. Got fouled by Al Hill, the junior, with the push.
Foul number 5, Al Hill.
He's pleading his case to his head coach that wasn't much of a foul on his end. So Aragua will go to the free throw line shooting two. The lefty first free throw hits the back of the rim, no good. Second free throw attempt for Rega. It's gonna rattle in. 68-35. The Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Tigers able to get the ball up quickly past half court. It's number 3 who has it in the corner. Augman has that now stolen away. The Bulldogs coming away with it, and that's Foster who's going to give it right back to him as Price was passing it. Wasn't going to Caesar, didn't look like it. Nellums ducked his head, but Caesar comes away with it and gets the layup to fall to extend the lead 70-35 as the missed three-point attempt by the Bulldogs. Tigers come away with it as Tigers tried to pass another lob attempt from Hill to Nellums, but that one was going to be knocked out of bounds. Possession will go to the Bulldogs. So 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs trailing the Tigers by a score of 70-35. Landers going to spin inside the paint, going to take a mid-range, and that's going to hit off the backboard and fall in. 70. Caesar driving in, he's going to absorb the contact by Sergel, but gets a tough layup to fall to 72-37. Foster's going to shoot the three-point attempt, going to roll out, tip for it, but Augman's going to come away with the rebound. Augman gets it to Hill. Hill gets inside the paint, but he's going to dribble back out at the top of the key, trying to see if he can take advantage of the defender that's guarding him, but he just passes it to Nellums, who gets it to Caesar inside the paint. And they're going to say Caesar traveled before he made a basketball move. He looks in disbelief as the Tigers make a massive substitution. Cooley, Christopher, unknown player number 22, and Outlaw come in out on the court for the Tigers. Orrego swings it to Serrera. Serrera swings it to Foster. Foster gets it to Sergel. Sergel's going to drive, gets a shot, a fight for it. Caesar's going to come away with it, and he gets that layup to fall. So 72-39. Sierra now guarding Christopher, who now gets it to Caesar. Got away with the carry was Caesar's able to step through and gets the tough layup to fall. Avoided and split the double team was Caesar. So 74-39 is our score. Cooley tried to jump the pass lane to come away with the steal, but Sergel's able to save it. Gets it to Sierra for the three-point attempt in the corner, but it's no good. And the last touch by a Bulldog. So 4:09 to go here in the fourth quarter. Christopher bringing the ball up the court for the Tigers, being guarded tightly by Sierra. He now swings it over to Outlaw, being guarded by Sturdivant. Outlaw gives it to Caesar inside the paint, trying to take advantage of Sergel that was guarding him. First attempt is no good. A fight for the rebound, but they're going to say Outlaw fouled Sturdivant fighting for the ball. The Bulldogs will get possession. 3:44 to go here in the fourth quarter. Orrego bring the ball up the court for the Bulldogs. Trying to blow by Outlaw, and just passes it over to Sierra, and now going to swing it over to Sergel. Sergel's going to take a three-point attempt. That's no good. Rebound by Christopher, who gives it to Caesar. Drives in. No good. Nice contest by Sergel, but the Tigers come away with the second chance, and Caesar comes away with another offensive rebound, and he's able to extend the lead now, 76-39. Sturdivant gets a defender up in the air and gets the reverse layup to fall. So 76-41, Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Caesar's going to step into a three-point attempt, hits the back of the rim, no good. Rebound by Foster. He bounced past to Sierra. He's going to take a floater, and that falls for Sierra.
3, Jeremiah Sierra.
76-43. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. 2:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Christopher at the top. He being guarded by Herrera, who swings it over to Outlaw. And now he's going to pass it out to Cooley. Cooley swings it over to Christopher. Christopher in a triple threat. Want to feed to Caesar. Caesar able to get into the lane, but not able to get that shot to fall. Coming away with the rebound is Sergel, who gets it to Sierra for a three-point attempt. No good. A fight for it by Sergel. No good. Rebound by the Tigers. As the Tiger unknown player tried to do a no-look pass right there to get it to Caesar, but put a little bit too much on it. That goes out of bounds. So Price will check in for number 22. So 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Tigers leading the Bulldogs by a score of 76-43. Caesar gets it to Foster, being guarded by Caesar. Foster gives it to Allegra. Allegra tried to drive and get it to Sierra inside the paint, but that's get tipped around, stolen away by the Tigers. So Christopher will now bring up the ball for a nice job by Sierra to force the 10-second violation on Christopher. So 1:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs are gonna fall to 8-20 overall and 0-12 in district play. As for the Cypress Parks Tigers, they will improve their record to 15-15 overall and 9-3 in district as this ball goes out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Tigers will inbound the basketball. Christopher being guarded by Sierra. Now it gets inside the paint, going to take a mid-range that gets blocked by the Bulldogs. Sergel's going to drive inside the lane, but it's going to be fouled by Price, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Foul on number 11, Kellen Price. Caden Shergill at the line, shooting 2.
So Shergill, the right-handed shooter, will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. The first free throw hits the back of the rim, but is able to fall through. 76-44 is our score. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. Second free throw for Sergel is good. 76-45. 59 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. It's going to be a foul called.
Foul on number 25,
Foster.
Foster.
So 53.1 seconds. Outlaw inbounds the basketball to successful teammate, but Caesar's going to be deemed with offensive foul. So that would turn over the basketball to the Bulldogs with 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Allegra dribbling the ball, being guarded tightly by Outlaw, who gets it to Foster. Has his dribble forced to be picked up, and he traveled, trying to pivot out of danger. Will turn the ball over back to the Tigers with 30 seconds to go here in this contest. Caesar at the top of the key, gets inside the lane, no good on the layup. Sergel coming away with the rebound for the Bulldogs. 15 seconds. Orego able to step through nicely through the lane to avoid the contact from Outlaw to get the layup to go. But quickly here,
Number 21, Chase Caesar.
the Tigers,
Number 5, Caden Shergill.
in a sense, not showing no sportsmanship. Got it quickly up the line, up the court. And with the contact, will go to the free throw line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. And it's no good. So Foster will get this one inside it, and he gets the 2 points to go. So that will end this contest.
Our final score, the South Park Tigers 78, the Waller Bulldogs 49.
Yes, sir. Tigers winning by a score of 78-49 over the Waller Bulldogs. I'd like to thank you for tuning into today's coverage. To remind you that this game was sponsored by the Temple of Refuge Ministries located in Prairie View, Texas. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. A proud partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can catch the Temple of Refuge Ministry Bible studies and sermons every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-4411. And you can catch the Temple of Refuge Ministry Sunday service at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-0002. Remind you that you can visit our 24-hour stream at obnradio.com and the YouTube page to catch any rebroadcast of games and special programs. Again, our final score here, the Tigers of Cypress Park beat the Waller Bulldogs by a score of 78-49. I'd like to thank you for listening to the Mike Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics since 2002, the voice of student athletics.